What updated base dated all 7 here? Take two. I tried to do this thing earlier today and it messed up, so I gotta redo this. Yeah. Alright, let's find out where we were. Alright. Be My Valentine, Charlie Brown. By Charles M. Schultz. Adapted by Justine and Ron Fonts. Art adapted by Vincent Martone. Based on the television special produced by Lee Mendelson and Bill Melendez. Right. Valentine's Day was almost here, and Charlie Brown still hadn't received a single card. No one ever sent him a Valentine, but that didn't stop Charlie Brown from hoping his luck would change. "What are you doing, Charlie Brown?" Lucy asked. "I'm waiting for Valentine's," he explained. "Oh, well, good luck," Lucy replied. "You'll need it." Every year was the same. When the gang went trick-or-treating for Halloween, Charlie Brown always got a rock. And on Valentine's Day, he got nothing. But maybe this year would be different. Charlie Brown reached deep into the mailbox and found nothing. There wasn't even junk mail. Charlie Brown wasn't the only one with romance on his mind. Linus pined for his teacher, for his pretty teacher, Miss Othmar. "Did you hear? She said my name. I think Miss Othmar really likes me," Linus said, gushing. "Don't be ridiculous, Linus," said Sally. Or Sally said. "Miss Othmar was calling the roll. To her, you're just another student." Sally was jealous. Her sweet Babu wasn't supposed to have a crush on someone else. Oh, Sally Brown. But Linus was sure Miss Othmar liked him, especially when she asked him to clean the erasers. It's a proud it's an honor to pound erasers," he told Sally. Linus pounded with all his might. The chalk dust flew off in great white clouds that made him gag. "I could choke from all this honor." After school, Charlie Brown reached into his empty mailbox again. "I could spend my whole life here and never get a Valentine," he complained. "That's it," Linus exclaimed. "I'll get Miss Othmar the best Valentine ever. That'll show her how I feel about her." It's creepy. Linus hurried to the store and bought the biggest box of candy he could afford. When Violet saw the huge box, she cried, "Wow, a heart-shaped box of candy." Linus explained, "This is my Valentine for Miss Othmar." It's kind of expensive, isn't it?" Violet asked. "The amount of money you spent on a present should equal the affection you got for that person," Linus declared. "It's not a good idea to fall in love with your teacher," Violet cautioned. "I didn't say I was in love," Linus pointed out. I'm very fond of the ground which she walks. So creepy. Linus left the store with a big smile on his face. He didn't even notice Sally, but Sally saw him. Did you see that big box of candy Linus bought for me? Sally asked Violet. It's fantastic. I'll have to get a good present for him, too. Sally was busy thinking about what to buy her sweet baboo, and she hurried off before Violet had a chance to explain that the candy wasn't for her. All students were looking forward to the school Valentine's Day party. Schroeder was in charge, and he explained how the card box worked. Each pupil will drop their into the box, then I'll give them out at the party, Schroeder said. Sally raised her hand. Can the Valentines be homemade? Schroeder and Miss Othmar agreed that homemade Valentines could be very special. Charlie Brown was excited. Boy, here's my chance, he said to himself. In this big class, someone is sure to give me a Valentine. Sally couldn't wait to make a special Valentine for Linus, but she soon wailed, I can't fold, I can't cut, I can't paste. Charlie Brown showed Sally how to cut out a paper heart, but when she tried, Sally wound up with a clover and then a diamond. Snoopy folded a piece of paper over and over, made a few crisp snips with the scissors, and unfolded the paper. Snoopy's Valentine was amazing. It even played music. You could do that too, Charlie Brown told Sally. He folded a piece of paper over and over, cut out some diamonds, hearts, and moons. He unfolded the paper and it crumbled into a heap of scraps. Poor Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown made valentines all night. The next day, he walked into school with his hands full of valentines and his heart full of hope. Charlie Brown also carried an empty briefcase so the valentines he received wouldn't get wrinkled on the way home. In the classroom, Schroeder announced, Okay, everybody, it's time to put your valentines in the box. Then we'll have our party and refreshments. All the kids hurried to put their valentines in the box. Did you see my name on any? Charlie Brown asked. I haven't been paying attention, Schroeder said. What's the briefcase for? If I get lots of Valentines, I need something to carry them in, Charlie Brown explained. Now, he wondered if his briefcase would be big enough. He'd like to be prepared. Linus couldn't fit the big heart full of chocolates into the card box. Is it all right if I deliver my Valentine personally? He asked. Miss Othmar said it would be delightful. Linus floated back to his seat. She said it would be delightful. This is going to be better than I expected. Linus. Sally was excited too. She gave Linus her homemade Valentine. Thanks, Linus said as he tossed it on his desk without a second glance. Sally waited, but Linus didn't give her the big box of candy. What happened, she wondered. He forgot to give me my box of candy. Maybe he's marshmallows, Sally reasoned. He'll give it to me later, and I'll give him a big smooch. Soon Schroeder announced it was time to start passing out Valentines. Charlie Brown wondered if he should have brought 2 briefcases. Just to be sure, Schroeder called out lots of names, but not Charlie Brown's. Charlie Brown kept waiting and waiting. Has there been a mistake? Charlie Brown asked. Is there one for me? No, Charlie Brown. When I get one with your name, I'll let you know, Schroeder assured him. Charlie Brown sighed. But said, look at that. Charlie Brown hasn't received a Valentine. Did anyone send him a Valentine? Who would waste a Valentine on him? Lucy replied. Charlie Brown took a candy heart from the bowl instead of sweet baby or be mine. His candy said, forget it, kid. When all the Valentines had been passed out, Charlie Brown checked the empty box. He turned it upside down, but there were still no Valentines for him. Linus decided it was time to give Miss Othmar her Valentine, but the teacher wasn't at her desk. She left for the parking lot a minute ago, Schroeder said. Linus rushed to the door. Sally saw Linus coming and cried, this is the big moment. My lover boy approaches with my Valentine. She closed her eyes and puckered up for a kiss. But when she opened her eyes, Linus was gone. Where did he go with my box of candy? She asked.
Sally, when are you going to get the fact that Linus is not interested in you? Never has been.
Linus went after Mrs. Othmar and said, I just saw Miss Othmar with her boyfriend, Charlie added. He's running to Mrs. Othmar's car with my box of candy, Sally wailed. The car pulled away just as Linus ran up. He hid his tears behind the big red box. Miss Othmar had her own Valentine's Day plans with someone else. Oh my gosh. His heart broken, Linus walked to the stone bridge and he pulled the wrapper off the box and cried, I spent all my money on this Valentine. I made a fool of myself. He threw the chocolates one by one over the bridge. This is for love, this is for Valentine's, this is for romance. Below the bridge, Snoopy and Woodchucks caught the delicious candies in their mouth. Charlie Brown felt just as bad as Linus on Valentine's Day, but the next morning he got his hopes up again. Maybe I did get a Valentine. Maybe it just didn't get here till today. Maybe it's in the mailbox right now. Charlie Brown ran to open his mailbox, and Snoopy popped out and kissed him on the nose. Charlie Brown slammed the mailbox shut and shouted,
I hate Valentine's Day.
Just then the whole gang showed up. We've been feeling awfully guilty about not giving you a Valentine, Charlie Brown, Violet explained. I erased my name from this one. I'd like you to have it. Schroeder shrieked. Where were you yesterday? Don't you think he has any feelings? Do you really? You don't really care about Charlie Brown. You just hate feeling guilty. You have the nerve to offer him a used Valentine? Well, let me tell you something. Charlie Brown doesn't need your. Don't listen to him, Charlie Brown shouted, snatching the card gratefully. Deep down, all his friends did care. Even a used Valentine was better than none at all. The big day was over, but at least Charlie Brown and Linus had each other. I guess I let Charter down by accepting Violet's used card, but it was my first Valentine, and at least they showed a little thought for me. Maybe this is the start of a trend. His voice soared with hope. Maybe next year I'll get a whole bunch of Valentines. Maybe I'll need 3 briefcases. Linus looked at his cheerful friend inside. Charlie Brown would never change. Happy Valentine's Day, Charlie Brown.
And we'll be back here on Easter. Alright, hope you all enjoyed this.